Templator is a powerful community plugin. Most people use it only on the base level, but it can perform much more powerful functions. The core plugin templates is good if you want simple templating, but for more advanced work, Templator is the way. I like to call Templator as templates plugin on steroid. Templator plugin allows you to insert variables and functions in your node in order to automate a lot of manual work. And this automation can help you to achieve a more streamlined workflow in Obsidian. In this video, I'm going to share some of the best templator snippets that you can use in order to add pro-level functionalities to your Obsidian app. These will range from simple templator snippets that allow you to add dates and titles to more advanced functions like periodic notes automation, highlights, callouts, web modules, web scrapper, quick capturing ideas, and more. All of these templator snippets are collected from Templators discussion, Obsidian Discord group, Obsidian forum, and online articles. So none of these articles are mine. I just collected these from those sources and I'm sharing those with you here. So let's begin the video. Now let's learn how you can create templator snippets ranging from simple functions to more advanced functions. For that, obviously, first you need to install the templator plugin. Once you have installed the templator plugin, you will need to go to settings and choose the template folder location. I have this folder called as templates here. And you will need to enable this option to trigger templator on new file creation. And there are some other options as well, such as template hotkey, folder templates, and startup templates, which we'll be talking about in the latter part of this video. So that is all that you need to do after installing the plugin. Choose the templator folder location and enable the option to trigger templator on new file creation. Now I'll show you some templator scripts that you can use in your own vault in order to improve templating in Obsidian. I'll create a new file in the templates folder called as date and add this templator script which adds today's date to our node. I'll create a new node in a new window. Now if I trigger this template with the help of hotkey, I already have assigned a hotkey. You can do that by going to settings, hotkeys, and search for templator over here and assign a hotkey to this command option T. So if I press the hotkey option T, it will open a new pop-up like window and you can select templates in your template folder location. And if I choose the date, you will see it is showing the date, today's date. That is 12th January, the day this video is being recorded. Now, this is where you can change the formats. If you don't know how to change format, you can go to a site called Moment.js for reference. Search for Moment.js in Google and you will have this site, momentjs.com. Go to the docs section and display on the right sidebar. You can see these are the different formats that you can use over there. I'll go back here and let me just show you another date format that you can use. I'll copy this and add it over here. I use the simple daily note format that I use. If I again enable it, it will display like this. 2024-01-12. This is a templator script to add today's date to your node. Now let me show you some templator scripts that you can add to your daily note. I'll create a daily note over here. This is daily note, right? Now this templator script moment tp.file.title, and here is the format that you are using in your daily note and the format that you want to display in this note. That is day, month, date, and year over here. If I trigger this template, you will have this here, right? The first one here is today's date, then the date from the title. This is all happening in today's daily note. So I'll change that and create yesterday's daily note. And I'll trigger this template over here. And you will see this templator script will just add date from the note's title, which is 11/1/11, right? And it is displaying 1/11 in a different format. So this is a simple templator script for today's date. Now let me share another templator script that you can use in order to navigate between different daily nodes. This is popularly used in daily notes, and you might have seen it a lot in the Obsidian showcases. I'll create a new note and title it Daily Note Navigation. And the reason why I am creating these notes and storing these inside templates is because I will share this vault so that you can easily copy these codes from here into your vault, and you can easily experiment this. I'll provide the link for this vault in the description, which will be a Patreon link. Now, this is a templated script for previous note. It will get the date from the file's title, and here is the format of the file, and then it will subtract 1 and format the date in the same format. I'll copy this and add it again over here and write next note, which will be next day's note, and you will need to add 1 over here. Now, I'll go to 11 January's note, and if I remove all of this and trigger that template daily note navigation, you will have a link to yesterday's daily note and tomorrow's daily note, which is not written tomorrow. I'll need to change that over here. If you want to display a different title for that particular note that you are linking, you can use this format, a pipe symbol followed by the title that you want to use. So instead of displaying tomorrow's date, it will display tomorrow in that link. Now I'll erase that over here and trigger that daily note navigation. This here is 11 January. If I click on yesterday's daily note, it will go to 10. If I click on tomorrow's daily note, it will go to 12 January. This templated script will get the date from the title of the file, and it will display the day of the year. You can use the date.now function as well in order to make it work on other nodes than the daily nodes. If I open this node and trigger this day of the year node, January 12 is the 12th day of the year. Let's create a node for March 2024, 14th March 2024. And if I trigger this day of the year, this is the 74th day of the year. Now, this templated script will display today's date, today's week, and today's month in these respective formats. You can always change these formats based on what you are using in your workflow. And this templated script is not getting the date data from the file titles. You can use it on any node. But if you want to use this in your daily nodes, you need to use the moment tp.file.title script that is shown previously like this, tp.file title. And you'll need to also mention the format that you are using in the file title. I'll just open a new daily node over here. And if I trigger this template, today's date, it will display today's date. Although the daily note is for 13th January, it is still displaying 12th January because we are using the tp.date.now function. And one thing I'm again telling you is that I'll be sharing all of these template scripts and codes in the link in the description so that you can get it from there. You can copy these scripts from the articles, or if you are in my Patreon, then you will also get the vault file, which will contain all of the templated scripts that I will show in this video. Now let's create template scripts for navigating weekly notes. For weekly notes, we'll be using Periodic Notes plugin. If you have not installed the plugin, you'll need to install it first. Periodic Notes plugin here, you'll need to enable this weekly notes. And here we have format. You can use different formats. You can just click on syntax reference and it will take you again to that same site that I told you previously, momentjs.com, displaying format. You can change these formats. I'll not change that right now. You can use the weekly note template and note folder as well. I'll not do that here because it will be a too long video. I'll just create a node. Sorry, it's a folder here. Delete this folder and create a new note for weekly navigation. Weekly note navigation. This is somewhat similar to the template script that we used in daily note navigation, but with a different format, right? Again, it is getting the date data from the title, so you'll need to be careful about that. It will only work in daily notes. Again, one thing that you need to be careful about is that it is getting the date data from title, and the title format is this, and the format of the week is this. You might want to change that here based on your workflow. I'll go to settings and use the weekly note template as weekly note navigation here, note navigation, and template folder as journal, weekly journal. Right now I'm using this format. I'll also enable this option to show week number in the calendar so that I can easily create the week note like this. But the data is not being displayed correctly because we are not using the right format over here. The format is same. We'll need to change that. Now if you create a note, you will see it's working correctly for the next week, but it is not working correctly for the last week because we have not corrected that format. With your note navigation, you will need to change the file title format, this one that we are using. Right? I'll just delete these notes now. Let me create new weekly notes over here. If I go to reading mode, last week, I can easily go to next week, last week, like this. Now I will add something more on this weekly note template. I'll just rename it from weekly note navigation to just weekly note. And I'll show you a template script which will add a link to all of the daily notes for that week. This is the template script that does this. And you can see the title format is the one that we're using right now. Now, if I create a new note for the second week of January, it's not working right now. Failed to read the daily note template because we just changed the title of the weekly note, right? So we'll need to again configure that weekly note template. It's weekly note. I guess this should work. I'll delete this file and create a new weekly note again. And it will create a link to all of those daily notes from that week. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we have not created the note for 13 January. So yeah, it is just a link without the note. There is again another script for this same function, but it is formatted very well. You can use this template script to format the links to the daily notes of the week. I'll just delete this note and recreate it for second week of January. It will create links to all the daily notes of the week like this. The next template script that I show you can be very helpful. It is used for creating periodic notes automatically. This template script will check if there is a file for the daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly notes in your vault based on the provided file path. Like whether the daily note is present in this file path or not, whether the weekly note is present in this file path or not. It will check that, and if the file does not exist, it will create one for you in the target location. Remember, this template script will not apply the templates for the periodic notes. It will only create files in the target locations specified in this script. You can use the folder templates feature of the templater plugin. If you go to templater, you can see there is folder templates. You can select the folder, for example, for daily journal. All the files in the daily journals will have this daily note template. You can specify that in the folder templates and it will work properly. If you want to keep an eye on important dates, this template script will help you do that. You can add the target date over here and the name of the event over here and add it to your daily note, and it will display how many days are left until that event in your daily note. Now, this is another simple templater script that you can use in order to display the title of the file in your note. If you want to display the file title as heading or first level heading, then you can use this. If you want to use it as second level heading, you can just add the markdown syntax for headings. This template script will return a random note from your vault. You can also configure this script to fetch a note from the specific folder. For example, if I trigger this template, random note, it will display this random note. today's date. This is the templater file, and it is displaying the template file because we have not specified any target location for that. These are few template scripts which can be used in order to make web requests. For example, you can get a daily note on your daily notes, or you can get a random image in your daily note, or you can use that random image as a banner in your daily note. There can be different use cases, right? I'll just trigger that over here. Web model. And if I go to preview mode, first we have a quote, then we have a random picture with random size and random picture with size and vary. You can configure this yourself. This template script will automatically move nodes when they are created. For example, if you add this template script to a project template, then whenever you create a project with that template, then that node will be automatically moved to this folder. If you want to change that folder, you can easily do that by specifying the folder based on your workflow. Then we have a callout template script here. You don't need to worry about where you can get these codes. I already said that I have written an article from where you can copy these codes, or you can also go to my Patreon and download this vault, which will contain all the template scripts that I saw in this video. I'll just trigger this templater, for example, in this untitled node, callout, and it will display different callout types that I can use. We can also choose the callout folder option, then the title of the callout, and you can just type the content. It is a better way of using callout. This is the power of the templater plugin, which can be used to create different powerful functions in Obsidian. After callouts, we have this template script which gets the details of the video from your clipboard. For example, if I go to YouTube and I'll just copy a link for this video by Danny Hatcher, for example, copy link. And now I'll trigger that template YouTube details, and it will automatically add these details to your node: channel, reference, publish date, duration, status, review date, and descriptions of the video. You can also make more modifications to this code. And these are not my scripts, okay? I have not created these. All of these template scripts, as I already said previously, are created by someone else in the community, and I'm just gathering them and sharing. If you want to find out the source, then I'll be linking the article in the description from where you can go to the source of all of these template scripts that I'm sharing here. Now, this is another template script, TOC, table of content, which can be used in order to add table of content to your very long nodes. Also, there is an outline feature in Obsidian, but if you want your table of contents to be preserved within the markdown file, then this template script can be helpful. For example, I'll create a new node. I just created few heading labels, and you can also configure the table of contents template script on how many heading labels you want to show there. So contents down to which header label over here, and it will only show up to 3 headers. Now, if I go to the beginning of this node and trigger the templater table of contents, you can see you have the option to choose how many level of headers you want to show in the table of content. I'll choose 4, and you will have this table of content call out here. If you go to preview mode, it will look like this. This table of content can be helpful when you have a very long node or when you create long form nodes in Obsidian. This can be very useful in order to navigate the nodes and go to the particular section of the nodes. Also, in order to have table of contents in your markdown nodes permanently, because the outline is already here. But when you are opening this node outside of Obsidian, then you will not have outline. But with this table of contents, you will always have the outline of the node. Okay, now this is one of my favorite template script. This template script will help you maintain your workflow when using Obsidian. Instead of opening a node every time when you have an idea or thought, this template opens up a text box where you can write your ideas. This way, you don't have to interrupt your workflow. And all of your thoughts are stored in a new node called as quick capture with timestamps of when you captured that node. Let's say you are writing this node. Now you got a thought. Then you can just trigger this templater with the hotkey Option T, which I'm using right now, or you can add a hotkey for that particular template. You can go to templates and here's the option template hotkey and search for quick capture over here, right? Go to plus and the command will be added to hotkeys. Search for quick capture now and you will have this templater. Insert templates, quick capture. And I'll use option Q. Now I'm in this node writing something. If I use the hotkey option Q, it will open a new box where you can easily capture your thought. And you will have this new node called as quick capture where you will have all of your quick captures with the timestamps. Just use the hotkey, option Q, new thought. Just like this, it works perfectly. And all of the new captures that you do will be added on the top. This is another template script which extracts highlights from your notes. This can be useful when you are using the progressive summarization technique by Tiago Forte, discussed in his book Building a Second Brain. When you have highlighted text in your note, it will create a new node with the highlighted text only. For example, I'll just highlight this text capture. Sorry. Now the text is highlighted because that's the highlighting syntax for Markdown, right? Now I can trigger that template highlights, extract, and the extracted highlights will be available on the clipboard. If you have multiple highlights, then all of those highlights will be copied to the clipboard and then you can easily create a new node with only those highlights. If I go to clipboard, you can see the capture is over here and the highlights will be copied to the clipboard and you can paste them anywhere. Now this template script will add current time with emojis. I'll go to this quick capture node in a new window, stack tabs, hide the sidebar. And if I trigger this template, it will add the current time in my node with the emoji of the time. And the time is 12:46 and the emoji is somewhat relevant to the time. The next template script we have here is Kindle clippings, and this one is created by the creator of the Excel plugin in Obsidian. If you are not using tools like Readwise or other tools in order to process your Kindle highlights, then this tool can be very useful. All of your highlights in the Kindle are stored in my clippings.txt file, right? But those are all messed up, not managed properly. But this template script will process those Kindle highlights and organize them properly. For that, you just need to add that txt clippings.txt file in your Obsidian world and trigger this templater, and this will automatically do its work and organize all of the book highlights from Kindle. Now, this is another template script which converts your block into callout. For example, I can just write something here. This is a node. And if I select this text and trigger that template callout, it will convert that text into a callout block. Just like that. You can select the text, trigger the templater callout, and it will convert that text block into a callout block. Just like that. This templater script will add the file creation date and the file modification date to your notes. Adding this to your front matter will be helpful in times when you want to make a query with data view related to file creation and file modification time. Now, this is another template script which will list all of the files that are created today. I know you can do this with data view as well, but the result of the data view are not preserved in the Markdown format. But with this template script, the results will be preserved. For example, if you are using this template script in daily node, then you can list all the nodes created in that particular day in the list format, and they will also be available in the Markdown format. Even when you are not using Obsidian, you will have an idea of the nodes that were created that day. And this template script will work perfectly if you add the file creation date as a front matter in your nodes. And I previously showed you how you can add the file creation and file modification date to the front matter using templater plugin. And again, I'm telling you, you don't need to worry about the template scripts that I have used in this video or that I have shared in this video, because all of those template scripts I have written previously. You can just copy those from here and add it to your Word. And along with these template scripts, I have also provided source for most of these template scripts so that you can go to that source and learn more about that particular template script. And in that article, I have shared more template scripts than I have shared in this video, because the video would be too long if I shared all of those template scripts that I have shared in the article. So that's all for this video. I hope you found these template scripts that I shared valuable, and these will add value to your workflow. And I want to thank you for watching this video till the end. Don't forget to mention what was your favorite template scripts that you found in this video, or the template script that you will be using in your workflow after you finish watching this video. Have a great time. We will meet in the next video very soon. Bye bye.